Is it on? I don't see no light.
It's on.
Oh, I don't see the. Okay. My name is James King Bryant Sr. Family. Timeless means growing up and keeping the same values.
So what do you think makes you timeless?
Family. A truck driver.
Why?
I wanted to travel. Good husband, family man, and a good provider. Ain't good looking, she better. By the book, strict, hard at times, but a loving father. Oh, that's my wife, and because she go through all my ups and downs and never complain, is still here. Kids.
Why?
They're fun to be with. They make me feel young.
You think you're old?
I am old.
Define old. What does old mean to you?
Old mean retirement. Old mean retirement. I'm old enough to retire. Taking care of yourself and being around people that really care about you and you care about them.
So you find peace in knowing that people care about you.
And I care about them and everybody's fine. Yes, the worst time was when my mother, I had to pull the plug on my mother. Tell the doctor that there was nothing they could do, and I had to make a decision taking off all the machines, life support machines. That was the worst time of my life so far.
So it has to be something like really drastic in order for you to cry?
Yes.
So you don't cry often?
I try not to because I try to be happy. So only time you cry is when something sad happens, like, to the family, the kids. Right.
Now, do you think crying is a sign of weakness?
No.
Okay.
Letting out frustration.
So why is there always this stigma that Black men are not supposed to cry in front of other people?
It's an image that you more or less taking care of other people. So most of the time when you in a situation like that, you catering to other people, not yourself first. You make sure they okay. So you can't cry and they crying and you're not stable enough to take care of them. So basically you more just hold back so you can take care of people.
And what do you think that does to you on the inside? You holding back yourself for other people.
It more or less make sure that they safe, and then I would go somewhere by myself and cry.
But why do you have to be by yourself to cry?
Because I make sure that they okay first.
Okay.
Because when they cry, then I'm sad again.
Okay.
Right. If you sad and you got people surrounding you, they get sad, then you worried about them being sad. And if they see you sad, so it's just a cycle.
So you don't want to keep the sadness going.
Right.
Okay. I see what's going on here. That makes sense.
No.
Nothing like in this world makes you like so upset, like every time you see it or every time you hear it.
No.
You don't hate anything?
No, not that bad. No.
But why?
Because it's going to change that you can get yourself out of that situation. If you're around something to make you that mad, you don't go back. No, because that's your responsibility to take care of your wife and kids.
Would you say in this day and age for like the young men growing up now, is it still that way, or has the roles changed a little bit, or what do you think?
Well, I think a lot of young people get lazy and they don't want to do it. But I think the good ones do it. They provide for their family. That's your responsibility to make sure that you take care of people by being a man. Love is responsibility of taking care of someone, and you feel the same about them as you feel about yourself. So you won't hurt yourself, so you won't hurt them. It's taking care of yourself primary first before you can take care of somebody else. So if you're not healthy, you can't help nobody else.
So how would you take time to take care of yourself? What does that look like for you?
I spend a couple minutes every day just making sure I'm fine. And at my age, making sure I'm taking my medicine on time, and making sure that if I have any kind of aches and pains, I take care of it right away.
So how often would you say that you take time for yourself?
Every day. I do something every day for myself.
And what are those things?
It could be just putting up a piece of wood somewhere, or just walking. Just sometimes just sitting there just thinking.
So you think it's the little things?
The little things that make important, yes.
That go a long way.
That's mine. It's always the little things. Scary. Not so much for myself, but for the younger black man. And I don't see them being in my shape when they get 68, unless they really change their whole attitude.
So in shape far as like
financially, mentally, have something, have a job, had a job where you can provide for yourself. Because it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, anything they can use against you, they will. So you don't leave yourself open for them to use anything against you.
So you're pretty much saying that they should be living in fear?
Not in
constantly?
Fear. No. They should make wise choices. They should know the surroundings and know what they can and can't do. And definitely don't get into the criminal aspect of it, because you're going to never get out of it. You gotta walk a certain way, carry yourself a certain way if you're trying to be successful.
But what about the people that are doing good and they always seem to find a way that just to like bring them down or shoot them down? You know how you can be doing good and
because they not happy and they don't want you to be equal to them, and it's not a good sign for anyone not to want to help somebody, especially a young person. And if you don't think that somebody younger should have more than you have, then you don't want to be advanced in your life. You know, because every generation should have more and more chances, more opportunities. There wasn't that many opportunities when I came up for certain jobs. The job I was on for 34 years, they didn't have black splicers. They didn't start having black splicers to the 60s, late 60s. It's always a white field.
So that saying is true, you're just living in a white world.
Basically, that's what you are. No matter how much success people get, you still have to borrow money from a white bank.
I think we're progressing a little bit, though. We're starting to get more black banks. And what do you think about entrepreneurship and like black people trying to be entrepreneurs now and trying to build their own resources? Because I know like once slavery ended, black people had to do that anyway because things were segregated. So it's like now we're reverting back to like trying to do that again. So what do you?
I think it's a good idea, but you have to have something to fall back on. I think that anybody want to go on business for themselves have to have capital, and if they're gonna have to work to get capital, and they're gonna have to work for the white man to get capital to start their own business.
So it's pretty much like play the game.
Yeah, you almost, it's like something serious that most people don't think about it. Michael Jordan don't have to be the best basketball player. He's the best basketball player that went to college and played in the pros. Because if he didn't pass the SAT, he would have never got into college to play basketball. So he had to play the game just to get into college. He would have never been seen on nationwide TV around the world if he didn't pass the SAT.
So you think people need that certain amount of exposure to put you on top?
Right, and you have to, in a situation, you got to find out the system. You know, it's just something as simple as a car. You know, if you don't know what the steering wheel and what it do, you can't drive nowhere. So it's a system. Everything's a system. And you got to find out what the system is to improve yourself.
So what do you think are some key like values Black men should be having to in this day and age? What, like you say, the youth, they're kind of lost and they won't be where you are at your age. So what kind of mindset do you think they need to have in order to get and maybe surpass where you are at this time in your life? I
think they got to realize that you don't start at the top. You got to start somewhere. You got to get into a company or any type of thing you want to do and start at the bottom and work your way up. And you can't get there, like I said, without thinking that you're going to be the bottom person at first. And if you can accept that and work your way on up the ladder, it's just like school. You don't start off in the 12th grade. You start off in kindergarten.
Right.
So, and that's what I think most people should realize, and just work hard. And you can skip a couple grades, you know, but if you put your work in, and it's appearance, people don't realize your first impression mean a lot. Mm-hmm. So if I always say that if I want to have their own life and do their own thing, but if I walked into a doctor's office and he ain't dressed a certain way, I'm walking out that office. And it's as simple as that. And people don't realize that if you're going to do that with your doctor, that you do it self-conscious with everything else. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not walking into a doctor's office and he's not organized and it's all junky. And, you know, he might have lost my chart. Do your best. Always do your best. Even when you fail, try. And don't give up on certain goals. Walking out the house, being in society, people's first impression of me just a Black man until they get to know me. I'm at the age 68, like I said. And I still walk certain places and people going off the side of the street or people clutch their pocketbooks. And 9 times out of 10, I probably got more money in my pocket than they got. But they still scared of me because I'm a Black man.
You just want to go to them and be like, I'm not crazy or I'm not.
No.
Do you ever think to yourself you want to do that?
When I want to stay away from them. So if they that scared of me, I just going off the side of the street.
So how do you feel if this became a segregated world again?
It's financially and culturally it is. We don't see it in our level. But I did a train trip down to Florida. And I was dying to sit by the window so I can see the land and take pictures. And I saw going down there from Washington to Florida, the segregation. I could see the Black towns. I could see the white towns. and you can see it. We don't see it because we in Washington D.C. area, and we go to places where it's mixed. But these places still, you can't go in there and be amongst the rest of them because it's basically all white. We only percentage of the population, a small percent. No, I have not been accepted by the world.
Yeah, why?
Did we just go through this? I don't forget. Just take a break. Just take a break. Just take a break. Because the world see me still as a black person only first until they get to know me. Then I'm what is related to them as far as association. But before that, I'm just a black man. And we were talking about how I still can go places in the stores and people clutch their purse. Or they see me walking down the street and they just assume I'm a black young thug and going off the side of the street.
Even at your age?
Even at my age. And I still have problems going to stores and buying certain things. They just don't think you can afford it. You can go to a store and go to the counter that's got all the stuff for $2,000 and $3,000, and they just look at you like, oh, they won't wait on you. They go all by you, wait on everybody else that got less money and don't even plan on buying that item before they wait on you. Yeah, so we walk around, stores and don't get good service. Even at our age.
So how does that make you feel? Does that make you mad? Or?
No, just make me take my business to another store that's gonna wait on me. Because somebody's gonna take, somebody can take my money and somebody can give you good service. So you can go to, or even just go to another salesperson if you're buying large items, especially like cars, You can go to a car lot, walking around looking at everything, nobody trying to help you. So
aren't you like tired of that?
No, and I'm not used to it, but I just know that that's part of life. Being black, you're not going to get the best service all the time when you go places. And that's not just the white people. It's the black people sometimes also. Don't give you the best service or don't give you the benefit of the doubt, It's at the first look, and that's what you are, a black man. That I was a good person that cared about people. And I love my wife. I just love some Shirley. I said, Shirley. Love some Shirley.